Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in today to this episode of b8ta Insider. I'm your host Noelle, coming to you live from our beautiful b8ta TV studio in San Francisco. And today I am joined by one of our incredible founders. He is the co-founder and CEO of the company Neuro. And you should check out the video that I did yesterday where I told you all about the Neuro Gum and the Neuro Mints. I am absolutely obsessed. He's going to tell us a little bit more about the brand story and how he came up with these two awesome products. And he joins me now live from LA. Hey, Kent, how are you?
What is up?
So good to have you here today. Can't wait to kind of, get into the brand story of Neuro and hear more about how you and Ryan came up with these incredible products that I have to be honest with you, I was a little bit of a skeptic, but I am a full-on believer now. So thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah. A lot of people are skeptics because I think it's like, oh, wow, like energy and focus and calm clarity, like all in gum and mints.
Right.
Like it is like a new thing for the most part.
Yeah, definitely. It's like sugar-free, gluten-free, vegan. It's like all the energy and the focus and the clarity you need. Seems too good to be true, but it's absolutely amazing. So let me kind of start off by asking you about sort of what was that aha moment that you and Ryan experienced where you just felt like, this is a product that we need to make?
Yeah. So I think for the most part, Ryan and I are constantly on the go, and even in college or even after college, we were trying to figure out ways of enhancing our life so that we could play hard and work hard and live that lifestyle. And when we were getting scuba certified, there was a moment where I was already mixing these supplements and taking them and supplementing my own body and to try to increase my performance for the sports I was doing. But there was a moment where we looked at each other and we're like, man, like no one likes watching people take pills in public. That's kind of just like a weird stigmatized look. Coffee and energy drinks are sugary or you don't know what the dosage is. So we wanted to create something that was more like us, approachable, shareable, you could take with you anywhere. And the obvious decision from that point was like, okay, why not take these things, all the good things about coffee, all the positive things about energy drinks, which is the energy, and put it into something more approachable, which is gum and mints. So that was a little aha moment, and we didn't know how hard it was going to be to develop a product like that. But we went down that path, and now we're here.
Yeah, I love that. And tell me again how you two met.
So Ryan and I met in college. We were both in Japanese class together. He actually left Japanese class a week into he quit the class like a week into it to focus more on chemistry and economics. But in that 1 week, we both just instantly became best friends. And he came over, we were playing Super Smash Brothers. I was showing him like all the supplements I was mixing, and I was telling him about like how I was training, for outside school for judo with the Olympic team out in Japan. I was flying to Thailand every year to fight Muay Thai out there in Thailand. And then for Ryan, he was a super competitive runner, and he was captain of his cross country and track team in high school. And I think just that kind of mix of the athletics alongside with our love for video games, alongside with our love for like everything else, just trying to explore life, just meddled together. And we were like, okay, we have to stay friends.
I love that. Yes, destiny definitely had a hand, it sounds like, in bringing you two together and bringing us all these amazing products. And now the company was founded officially in 2013, but you launched on Indiegogo in 2015. And I understand you hit your fundraising goal in just 3 days.
Yeah.
So what was that? What was that like?
I mean, that was pretty dope. It's pretty cool. It's interesting because Ryan and I don't have business backgrounds. He worked in data at Hulu, and then before that, he got in like a really bad snowboarding injury that left him paralyzed from the waist down. So he was finishing up school, but he kept going. He got a job working at Hulu as one of like the early employees. And for me, after college, I didn't know if I wanted to fight anymore. So I went back into my passion with the arts, went to film school at UCLA, like I was saying earlier. And from there, just dove into, doing illustrations for the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, helping them build their branding, working at a music studio with Sony, making music for film and television, and then going to like this completely separate path of like painting murals. And from that moment, it was like we were already apart. Like that whole time that we were doing this like divergent thing, we were still testing out our product. We were still taking these supplements and realizing that people needed this thing we were taking. And for our idea to come to fruition, like stated earlier, was a long 1.5 year long R&D process, working with chemists, formulators, but launching on Indiegogo, realizing that the community that, you know, we both are involved in, whether it's the athletic community or whether it's like the Nootropics community that I was deeply involved in, for them to come and support us the second we launched the product and be like, holy like crap, like this is something that people do need, it's always nice to get that validation. And I think over the last 5 years, it's continued to maintain its validation, which is, it's like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, and tell me about, you know, the decision to create mints and gum versus just, you know, another supplement.
Yeah, like again, there is so we're coming out with a multivitamin soon, and I think it's the best representation of why gum and mints are so much better. It's like, for me, I have a multivitamin bottle, like many of us, sitting in the medicine cabinet. I probably took it for the first week that I bought it, this one a day thing that's supposed to be a habitual thing, and then I totally forgot about it. And
right.
Or like with coffee, like I have to go out and get coffee. I don't know exactly how much caffeine is in it. It stains my teeth. For common clarity, like, you know, I have these stressful moments. I don't know like what I could supplement my body with. For gum and mint, it's always just with you. Like the consistency that you need for multivitamins, the desire to have energy and focus when you most need it. It's so conveniently in your pocket. It works 5 times faster. It tastes good, you know, unlike some coffee. Like all those things just seem to kind of, they like synergize into building a better lifestyle. And, you know, we constantly focus on better ingredients. You do like clinical trials, like working with companies out of the Harvard Innovation Lab to make sure our products work and try to prove ourselves out much better than like really a lot of what supplements promise.
What was that moment like when you and Ryan, you know, could finally say, I think we got something here. I think we did it. I think this is Neuro. This is our product.
Yeah, I mean, I think we still go through that. You know, it's like there's obviously the moments where it's like, okay, we're ready to go into market now, but the flavor might not be right. And then we go to all these like chemists, we go to flavor formulators. Like I was up in Washington, like on a giant mint farm, smelling mint with our COO, and we were constantly refining. And now we're 30 something iterations in, and there's a mantra within our company where we never become complacent with the products we have, because we always want to keep improving, not just new products, but old formulations as well. But despite that all being said, there definitely was a moment when we received a sample. We were trying to get ready for this like fashion show that we were a sponsor of, but we didn't have our product yet. And we tried the gum and we were like, holy crap, this works. Like, and it tastes like good, you know? So we got everything together. You know, we took out all of our savings and we dove straight into it.
Amazing. Well, it certainly paid off. The Indiegogo success, just incredible feedback there. And then also back in April, you and Ryan appeared on Shark Tank.
Yeah, that was absurd.
Tell me more about, you know, it looks so nerve-wracking. I mean, is it as stressful as it appears on TV?
So we were the first company to go up for the new season, although we weren't the first company shown on television. So all the sharks had not been on the show for however long their hiatus was. And we're waiting there for like 2 hours ready to go up. And the entire time they're telling us that like, okay, it's 5 minutes until show, like airtime, like get ready. And then 2 hours pass and we're just sitting in like a pool of our own sweat. So that was a great way to kick off entering into the tank. But then what's weird is I think Ryan and I are so used to these high stress situations as entrepreneurs that the second we stepped into the tank and did our pitch, all the nerves went away. Once you're in there, it doesn't feel like there's cameras or anything. It just feels like you're talking to the sharks. And once all those nerves dissipated, it was just us talking to another set of investors pitching our product. And we were in there for an hour and 45 minutes or something. Conversation was flowing, and that was that. I think the adrenaline definitely wore off right after we exited the tank. But it was a nice speaking of validation, it was nice validation to know like how much we are in tune with our product, how much we are in tune with Neuro, that we could talk to sharks for an hour and 45 minutes in a high stress situation and not be anxiety ridden.
Yeah, and for those who didn't catch the episode, you got a couple of different offers from different sharks, but in the end ended up not striking a deal and walking out of the tank. And there's this great moment of you and Ryan, even though you're walking away, you didn't strike a deal. I mean, you guys, you just seem like you're the best of friends, like you have each other's back. I mean, what was it like, what was that feeling like walking out of the tank?
Yeah, it was interesting because Robert gave us the largest cash offer ever given on Shark Tank, but them being sharks, they lowered our valuation pretty significantly, trying to get in at a good price. And we have amazing investors like the founders of Twitch, Apollo Ono, who's one of the most decorated, if not the most decorated Winter Olympian of all time. The founder of Magical. Like, we have these people that have believed in us at a valuation that was over double of what the sharks are trying to offer us. And knowing how great they were, knowing that Ryan and I had this amazing thing going with the trajectory of Neuro and how it continues to grow, we just felt like, even if we don't strike a deal here, this company is going to grow. We've presented ourselves. The sharks still loved our product, and there's nothing to be concerned about. And at the end of the day, we also have each other, and we know that if we do, we're gonna keep going. So
yeah,
that's
great. A really special partnership that you guys have. Very cool. And you mentioned earlier Nootropics. I want to talk a little bit about that because I'm still, trying to understand that concept myself. And I think what sometimes people might have a hard time, grasping is that the mints and the gum, they not only energize you, but they're going to bring you a sense of calm as well. So tell me more kind of about that dual phenomenon.
Yeah. So I guess before I get into nootropics, the ingredients in Neuro are just green tea, caffeine taken from green tea, and L-theanine, which is also taken from green tea, and then a better form of B6 and B12 vitamins that you usually don't find in supplements. We use a different extraction method for better bioavailability. But if anyone's ever drinking matcha before, you know that that's a very different focus and energy compared to a coffee. And the reason is because there's that L-theanine in there. And we wanted to find that combination where you don't get the jitters and you could build that focus. With that being said, that caffeine and L-theanine combination is one of the most popular nootropic stacks because it enhances focus and has shown cognitive enhancements with almost, if any, side effects. What's happened though in the world of nootropics, which is just, nootropics is just any category of drugs that enhances cognitive function, and ideally with minimal side effects. What's happened is as it gained popularity, that terms become bastardized to mean anything from coffee all the way to methamphetamines and Adderall, which obviously don't have good effects on you. And even with the supplement industry, similarly, where it's so unregulated and there's so much snake oil out there, we're trying to reel all that back. And we don't even really use the word nootropics anymore, but we're trying to reel all that back and be like, hey, how do we bring science back into this? How do we, like Ryan's chemistry background, my neuroscience background, how do we use that and build credibility in a product and create something that actually works and doesn't affect your body negatively? So I know that's a long-winded answer to your question, but ultimately, at the end of the day, when we do use the word nootropics, it is in that original form of something that's supposed to cognitively enhance you.
Yeah, and I've definitely experienced that in trying both the mints and the gum. I'm a big coffee lover. You know, I love the flavor, and it just I kind of has gotten into my routine. You know, I'm also Scandinavian, and we drink lots of coffee throughout the day. That's sort of, you know, culturally what we do. But what I love is that, you know, I can use this to replace the coffee when I want to. And what's great is like I'm not feeling dehydrated, or even with people who, you know, love those energy drinks, they're not going to experience that, you know, crash around like 1 p.m., which is when, you know, you need to be sustained throughout the day. So I'm a big fan. And let me ask you, you talked a little bit about your background in cognitive science and neuroscience. So how did you land on the name Neuro for the company?
Yeah, I mean, neuro is anything to do with the brain. And so it just seemed to make sense. Ultimately, for our brand, you know, we have our products, obviously, but products are just products. I think there's a more comprehensive look at anything that you have to view, because there's no magic pill. And what we want to do is promote this idea that if your mind and body are in a good place, then anything is possible. And with neuro, meaning the mind, you know, taking that idea and creating products that put your mind in a better place so you can go out and take on the world is really the core of our business and the core of anything that we do.
I love that. And let me ask you this question, because I feel like if I had, you know, the Neuro Mints and the Neuro Gum on hand in high school, college, grad school, I would have performed a lot better. I did okay, but it could have been better. So, I mean, what's I'm here, I made it, I'm here. But can high school students, you know, use the mints and the gum? Like, what is kind of the age range, I guess?
You know, we typically say, so we have as much caffeine in there as a can of Coca-Cola. And so we typically say it's for an older crowd, like, and our demographic is generally older in general, and like overall. But I will say, like, there's kids drinking energy drinks out there. And if as a replacement to that, or even coffee, where you don't know how much caffeine is in a brewed cup, I would say we're definitely much healthier than any of those other options.
Yeah, for sure. I know energy drinks, soda are like, you know, so popular amongst kids now. They've been popular in the past. So I think this is a great alternative. And we at b8ta are super proud to partner with Neuro. I mean, tell me a little bit about what your experience has been like as a b8ta, you know, partner.
We love b8ta. You know, it's like, we love being on the cutting edge of anything. And the fact that b8ta is reinventing the way retail has been done was so intriguing to us that we have partners like, you know, we're in like CVS stores nationwide, we're in Whole Foods nationwide, and b8ta performs like almost equally as well as these major chains, just because it's so, the shopping experience is so enhanced. So we're constantly, you know, looking to support and partner deeper with you guys, and we're only hoping that this relationship gets better and we can do some even cooler stuff in the future.
Absolutely. Well, our customers love Neuro Gum and Mints. Our b8ta testers love them. I love them. So we're super excited about the future. And speaking of the future, you guys recently came out with a couple of new flavors for the mints. We have the honey lemon and the ginger chai. What else can we expect from Neuro, from, you know, new flavors to, you know, new products?
our goal ultimately is to take everything that's sitting in your medicine cabinet, all those supplements that you don't take or you forget about, and bring health into your pocket. So whatever that means, whether it's, we have a multivitamin product coming out, we have other things that enhance your health that are will supplement your body coming out, and we ultimately want to make health that much more approachable for everyone. So that's in the future.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Thanks to you and Ryan for coming up with the Neuro Gum and Neuro Mints. Like I said, I'm a huge fan. So thank you for giving me sustainable energy and calm and focus throughout my day.
No, thank you for this combo. We're so stoked to be with b8ta, and we're looking forward to what holds more in the future.
Definitely. Thank you, Kent. And thank you all for joining me today. Head over to getneuro.com to learn more about the company and the products. You can also find the gum and the mints on b8ta.com. A 12-pack retails for $39 and a 6-pack retails for $21. You guys are going to love it. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week here on b8ta TV.